For this video, I'm just going to be giving you a brief demonstration of the Hot Folder plugin. When installed, that will be under the Plugins menu for CC 2021 or higher. You can put the user interface anywhere you want. You can also dock it in the Photoshop workspace, so you can put it into this pop-out menu here, or you can put it into its own section of the workspace. I like to put it into its own column. Hot Folder is very simple to run, and there are two main purposes. The first purpose is it can run a batch and batch process actions on a folder of images. And the second purpose is it can run as a watch folder. And what a watch folder is, or a hot folder, that's where it gets its name, by the way, is hot folder. That is where it is continually monitoring a folder for new images, and then it will process as new images are saved to that folder. So for example, if you have a tethered camera set up to automatically save as you're shooting to a folder on your computer, Hot Folder can watch that folder, and as images are saved to that folder, it will automatically process the actions and save the images. So that way it can process on the fly as you are shooting. So I'm just going to do a quick demo here. And for this demonstration, I'm just going to run a basic sepia action to give this effect on the images. And I'm first going to run it in batch mode and just demonstrate that. So I just need to select a source folder and a save folder. And the source folder is the folder that contains the images you're going to process. The save folder, as it is named, is where you're going to save the images. And you can save as JPEG, TIFF, PNG, or PSD. Select my JPEG quality. Now, one thing that Hot Folder can do is it can pause the processing for you to manually edit the images. It can pause after the image opens, but before the action runs, or it can pause after the action runs before it saves. So you can pause either or you can pause both, or none. You don't have to use the pause, but you have those options, so that's really cool. So you can batch process, but then manually edit. So then you just need to select the action to run. Now, one thing is if you save new actions or load new actions, you'll have to hit this Reset Actions dropdown in order for it to populate those new actions into the dropdowns. Or if you restart Photoshop, it will populate those the first time Hot Folder runs. But if you just close Hot Folder and open it, it's not going to populate those until you hit Reset Actions, unless you've restarted Photoshop. So just keep that in mind. If you make new actions, just hit this button, and then you'll have your actions available to select. So that's it. It should be good to go. You need to close the images before starting the batch. If you don't, it's just going to tell you to. So let's hit run and watch it run. All right, the batch has completed. Pretty simple. Let's take a look at that folder of images. You can see that it ran the batch and applied the effect to the images. I'm just going to do one more quick demonstration here. Actually, I think I'm going to do two more demonstrations. But the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to run this in watch folder mode. And I'm going to select a folder that's empty here and run this same action. Then when I hit run batch, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to run batch. It told me there's no images in the source folder because I hit run batch. It's an empty folder I'm going to run. I'm going to watch Hot Folder. Okay, so now that it's watching for the Hot Folder, when you do this, make sure it's docked, because if it's closed for more than 5 minutes, or if it's hidden in the user interface, like for instance minimized here for more than 5 minutes, it's going to stop watching. And I did that on purpose when I made it, because I didn't want people closing the user interface and forgetting about it and then having it continually monitor a folder. So in any case, this is the folder it's watching. And these images would be, for example, we'll just pretend this is the camera. We're just going to simulate a tethered setup here. I'm going to actually clear the save folder just so we can have a clean slate. If you don't, it will just make a extension and save a new copy anyway. I'm going to try to do this so we can watch this happen. Alright, so we're pretending this is our camera. We're going to copy these images, paste these into the watch folder. Then it's going to open those and process. Then it's going to save those as it's processing into the save folder. Let's grab the last three here. And again, it's processing those last three, and we can see it saving those. So really cool. This will just sit here and watch and watch and watch. And it will process as things land in the folder. So I'm going to hit stop here. I'm going to do one more demonstration. And this time I'm going to do a batch and not the watch folder. I'm going to use a pause step. You can use both like I mentioned, but I'm just going to do one pause step here just so you can see the pause steps and how they work. Alright, so now it's applied that action and now it's paused. So I can go in and do any editing I want in Photoshop. I could change the overlay color, for example. Then as soon as I hit save, it's going to open the next image. Then I could do something else. Maybe run a curves on this. Then hit save and continue. And then also, with the pause steps, you have the ability to skip the image too. If you don't want to save one, you can just hit skip and go to the next one. So anyway, it's pretty cool. And that's about it. Really very self-explanatory plugin. So just play with it, and I'm sure you'll find lots of uses for this. Anyway, thanks for watching.